everybody, Erico here. So this has been something that has exploded onto the interwebs of Hong Kong, as well as mainland China, even Taiwan. And it has to do with people looking up to a certain figure and seeing this person for years flourish and be known as just a juggernaut in their profession and in the cinema world. So we have Tony Leung, who is very well known in Hong Kong, mainland China as well. And he's had such a long career, even before I was born. And for him to continue to have such a prosperous career and continue to be loved and seen as this top actor, even at the age of 61. So recently, Hong Kong had their version of the Academy Awards, and Tony wins Best Actor. And it's not his first time. He wins Best Actor for the 6th time at his age. And he wasn't even there to accept the award. Had his wife accept it. People probably saw it coming. I mean, I'll be honest. This man is very talented. Not a lot of people know him in the West. He's known from the point of view of cinema lovers and people who know him and are into like East Asian cinema like myself. You can see the shelf behind me. That's like all East Asian cinema. That's all that is. I love it. Love it to death. South Korea, Hong Kong, Taiwan, China, Japan. And Tony is a part of this love. I've been seeing his films for years and seeing him on this landscape and not even really knowing that it was him, but seeing this actor from the time that he was very young cultivate his craft and become a storyteller by using his ability, not always words, but just being able to live truthfully in imaginary circumstances and being able to bring all these characters to life through emotion that connects. It's something about this man, even at his age now, where what he does connects. When he is in the lens, it connects. So there is a problem now, and this is a huge debate on social media in East Asia. And it has to do with this one director who's also a juggernaut, Wong. He's done many classic movies. Many movies that I don't even know anything about because I wasn't even thought about yet. I was not even existing yet. But many people look up to this man for his opinion. And he came out and he said, you know what, there's been classic veteran actors and actresses who are around who continuously just sweep up awards, and after a while they won so many each and every year, they're like, we're just not going to take it anymore. We're not going to accept it. So he feels like Tony should be able to step in line with this idea. And he's saying that, he needs to just stop accepting awards at this point because he is taking up space for the newer generation. And it's about time for him to just, go on into the retirement home and retire and just sit down in the rocking chair and look out into the sunset and be like, I've done good. Now it's time for you young brothers and sisters to come in and take my place. I don't know how Tony feels about this. Maybe Tony might feel like he's 20 years old inside. He still has it. But this caused a whole big debate and people were like, It's like, but you're old yourself, director. Mr. Man, like, are you still directing, right? But then you're sitting on a high chair and you're talking about him. Young actors that are in this space that are coming up need to continue to flourish. It shouldn't be so much about who came before them. They should be focused on garnering attention through their talent and getting fans, in which this does happen. But I do think that there was an issue that I don't agree with, that this director, he was so focused on Tony. There was something that should have been highlighted in what he said in his initial statement. And it's about the problem of talent versus looks in mainland China, in Hong Kong, and Taiwan. We can even say in just East Asian drama, television, cinema, period. There are a lot of actors and actresses that are visual eye candy. So it's not so much that they're actually good at acting. It's more so, how do they look on screen for said female audience or said audience? And that's what's overshadowing the real talent. And that's really, let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Let's bring it in. That's really the reason why there hasn't been any talent to come to actually top Tony yet. Because everyone is so focused on this pale-faced, small-faced girl who's playing like a historic empress or queen who looks pretty in the lens, but how good is she actually at acting? The same thing, this idol actor or so and so. Every time we talk about these actors and actresses, it's the top handsome actors. Here's my list of the most beautiful actresses. We can even talk about how there was a whole problem with Simu Liu and Shang-Chi. And Tony Leung also connects to Shang-Chi. And how so many people in China talked about how ugly Simu was. That's the problem. They're so busy focusing on the outer appearances. Well, do you look good? And Simu got mad. There's this talk about, well, people who have been around who continue to flourish even as they have such a long-standing career should move aside. They shouldn't move aside. There should be people that are talented that come up that they should be just automatically moved aside, or at least seen as, you want these actors coming to be the next Tony Leung. We want these actors to come and be on the same playing field as him, because this man is talent. He has God-given talent. He's well known. He acts with his eyes.
Now my heart is music, such a simple song. Sing it again, the notes never end. This is where I belong. Just the sound of your voice, the light in your eyes. We're so far away from yesterday together.
This man can convey emotions without speaking. He can convey emotion in his stance, how he stands, how he walks. He's very talented. And it is kind of sad that it took Hollywood so long to notice him. And he's been out here putting in work for years. And I will say this too, speaking of Shang-Chi. He acted out everybody in that movie. He outacted everybody. And it showed who really had the talent. He was a better actor than Simu. He was a better actor than everybody there. Everybody else, it seemed like bad popcorn sitcom performances. Meanwhile, Tony was doing the damn thing. Everything he conveyed. Seeing his other movies too, and how they're such pieces of art. Because he's so good at being in that artsy emotional landscape and bringing that to life. And watching his movies over the years, from Infernal Affairs to In the Mood for Love, Happy Together, and seeing him continuously blossom, and even in his older age, he's blossoming. You have this director who's saying like, oh, he overacted in the movie. I don't really know if he did or not, because to be honest with you, I didn't watch this new movie that he won for. I'm going to check it out eventually. But we all know that this man works hard and that he's talented beyond many years. and will continue to be talented. What this director should have focused on was the problem of someone looking good versus them having talent. There are actors and actresses that do have both and that are good actors that, you know, were known for being good looking, and they've shown that they do have talent, and the talent is being cultivated as they get more and more roles. Or that you get someone who's talented and it's like, oh, but you know, he's kind of easy on the eyes, he's good looking, or she's very beautiful. But then there are a lot that step onto the stage in entertainment, in acting, that are just pretty faces. And that's what needs to be talked about, because that's stopping the actual talent from coming in. That's why there's no one toppling Tony. That's why he keeps winning awards. He keeps winning best actor, because all the other actors that are around, they're good ones. But a lot of them, it is that ulterior motive of, you're a pretty face, you're handsome. That's what it's about. It's about, you know, well, you gotta be super handsome. And then there are the people that have talent that aren't as handsome. And there might be a guy working at in hole-in-the-wall restaurant who might be the next Tony. You know, Tony just so happened to be good looking. You know, he's very good looking when he was younger. But there may be people out there who are talented that might not ever get the chance because they're not as good looking. It's like in America too, when they also talk about like Beyonce and how Beyonce should move aside. And I'm just like, Beyonce's only in her 40s. She's not even old. Like, I don't understand how people think like being in your early 40s is old, or how being in your 30s is old, and it's like you should just keel over and die just because you're in your 30s or your 40s. And it's like, you still have a lot of youth left. Like, once you start hitting like 70s, you know, then it's kind of like, But before then, it's like you still got a lot of youth left inside of you. Like, why can't you still be in the running? Why can't you still be in the picture? It's like South Korea too, with like Tasha Yumide and how she's like the queen of rap, and how they continuously try to like fade her out and ignore her, because literally there's no other female rappers in South Korea that are better than her. I said what I said. And they keep coming up, they keep manufacturing them, and there's none. It can't be taught. The flow and diction that she has can't be taught. She just naturally has it. It is what it is. It's like, go for the challenge, young people. They're there. Work hard. Hone your craft. And get in there. Tony shouldn't move aside. Tony still has a very prosperous career. The people coming up behind him, the youngins, got to step up their game. Simple as that. Step up your game. There shouldn't be anybody crying about anybody taking up awards. There shouldn't be anybody crying about who needs to step aside, because there's another problem happening in the entertainment industry, and it's more biased toward how you look than your actual talent. That's what needs to be talked about. Simple as that. And that's really all that it is to it. Let Tony be. Leave Tony and his wife alone. What we need to talk about is that. That's the elephant in the room. And I mean, if you don't want to address it, just let it be. If you feel like it's not broken, you don't want to fix it, hey, I mean, it is what it is. There's some good looking eye candy out here, but some of them can't act the way of a paper bag. Follow my social media, mostly my Instagram. Also a blog, East Asian Pop Culture. The link is always down in the description box below. And remember, be real, stay real, live in the real, and I will always be back. Thank you guys for watching. Show love for Tony below. He's been working hard. He is a legend at this point. Put down your favorite movies that Tony Leung has been in. And I will see you in the next video.
Acting Review, Tony Leung梁朝伟. He is no doubt a very good actor, but let's talk about what is he doing right.
Let's look at this scene. He's shocked to see his mentor die in front of him. He understood this was unexpected and the death was tragic. Despite that, he wasn't playing the state of shock, but the action of struggling to make sense of what just happened. And finally, the reality hit him. 2 lessons here. 1. Play the action and not the state. 2. The state is not a singular emotion, but a journey. And that is why he is one of my favorite actors.